Hello and welcome to Performance on Wheels. My name is Austin. This is my dad, Todd. We have a previous YouTube video on our channel explaining the best Amazon exterior mods for the Ford Maverick. Today, we're gonna open up the doors and head inside.
If this is your first time tuning into Performance on Wheels, we are the #1 Maverick channel on YouTube. We also have a lot of other videos, so that's not our only content, but we turned this amazing Maverick XL into a street machine, kind of an ST concept, and on the new Lariat FX4, we got all sorts of like Christmas items coming. We have boxes galore up there with lift kits and giveaways and exhaust. And if you come over here, we even have more boxes of bed racks. We have bags that are up on top of shelves and more boxes over here. We have a lot of customization coming up on the channel for the FX4 Lariat. It's gonna be pretty wild. We're gonna get started on that really soon, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. There is a giveaway coming, I'm just saying. But really today we gotta get inside of the Mavericks and look at the best Amazon interior items you can buy.
A quick recap on the other video. So the reason that I am doing this is if you go on Amazon right now and you just look up Ford Maverick mods, you scroll, and it doesn't stop. You could scroll for hours. There's thousands. Companies from all over the world are making aftermarket components for these Mavericks. They are huge. They have so many aftermarket capabilities with a lot of the interior design that they did and exterior. So I have taken my time to go through, select certain items, and I had companies send me items that I believe are going to be the best suited aftermarket interior mods for the Maverick. So let's go over all of the ones that I have purchased and the ones that I use on a day-to-day basis that I think are going to improve your driving in your Maverick. This one actually is an interior. However, I think these are so great. From the previous video, we installed these LastFit running lights. Super awesome.
Right.
They changed these gross-looking halogen bulbs to these amazing LED bulbs that are super bright, and I absolutely love them in the XL, so much so that it's going to be the first mod that I do on my Lariat. But not only that, but LastFit made sure to send me some bed lights as well as some rear turn signals. So check out how ridiculously bright these are and how much it changes the appearance from the back of the Maverick and improves the ability to see inside of your bed, which is really dang cool. So if you guys are interested in checking out these bulbs, which make an incredible difference, not only for look but also performance when, you know, looking in your bed or the people in front of you seeing your turn signals, be sure to check out the link down in the description below and use our code or use our Amazon link to purchase these LastFit bulbs. I promise you they are worth it and they got a big warranty on it. Let's move on to the interior. Up first, we have this guy right here for $30. You might be wondering what this is, and it is a leather steering wheel cover. Now, usually I'm not a big fan of steering wheel covers. I actually think that they usually are quite trashy and terrible.
Yep, I would agree.
However, this being the Maverick XL, and this actually is for the XLT without the luxury package as well, you get this crappy steering wheel. It's super hard plastic. I've actually scratched the inside of my fingers on the insides of it because there's like a plastic like 3D printed ridge or whatever. I cannot stand it. It bugs me so much. And it's cold when it's cold outside. Now this, I mean, it's phenomenal. The fitment is flawless. It fits so good. It makes the steering wheel feel like a Dodge Challenger or like a Dodge Charger with how thick it is. Because there aren't many like new car steering wheels that are this thick when it's applied, but like it reminds me of a Dodge product. It feels super high quality. It's legit leather. It doesn't move at all, and it looks good. So this is an awesome steering wheel cover. There's a link down in the description below. Highly recommend it. It will change your day-to-day driving. Let's move on to the next thing.
The Maverick is already phenomenal. One of the best out there when it comes to storage on the interior and kind of the customizations that you can do, the personal touches that you can do without even buying anything at all. It's really cool for that, and you're going to see a trend here because of the way the Maverick is set up from the factory and some of those personalizations or just little touches you want to do. So what's next?
Up next is this guy. So it actually makes the storage space have more storage, pretty much, is my best way of describing it.
Storage on top of storage.
Storage on top of storage. It literally is that. This little 3D printed cubby right here is a factory storage area that sits right above the main infotainment display in the center of the Maverick. That sits directly on there. This wraps around the screen, and you have now more than doubled your storage right above the screen. So typically there's that little cubby that's behind the screen. You would like lose stuff in there because you can't see it. This then prevents that because you now have more storage. You can see specifically where it's at. You can easily fit phones in here. You can slap them in here. You can throw change in here. I like keeping a pen in here to go grab one whenever I randomly need one. You can keep wipes, tissues. I've seen people do all types of stuff, but this storage cubby has honestly been a huge game changer. It's super cheap. There's a link again down in the description below. Let's move on to the next thing. Just like my dad just said, on the same trend of making storage have more storage. And that would be this cubby right here. This cubby is phenomenal. Now, what I like about both this cubby and the other cubby is they actually have these little rubber inlays that is inside both of them. But when you lay it down, it doesn't slide around. And then when you put things on it, it doesn't slide around. So it actually has a lot of grip to it, which is pretty beneficial. Of course, it's still cheap. But this is the inlay for the glove box. Or not the glove box, the center console. You open up your center console, you set this right inside of there, and boom. Now your deep center console storage that stuff falls all the way down in, you have 2 layers of. And you can fit all types of stuff in here. My girlfriend had, this is in her Maverick. She had like her daily lotion sitting in here, a bunch of pens and stuff. She had some change. You can fit whatever you want.
Let's stop talking about lotion here. Just like there's something actually really cool coming here. We're not just talking about storage.
No, we're not.
There's actually a cosmetic upgrade that's coming that I think is phenomenal. So stick with us.
Next up is what I find to be the most life-changing interior mod on the Ford Maverick. I thought this cubby was the dumbest thing. I never understood what I was supposed to do with it. And then there was this guy who manufactured this little 3D printed thing with a bunch of squares. It was like, what the heck is this? It was like, it's like under 10 bucks. Once again, link down below. And I was like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do with that? And then I noticed that there's this phone mount that you can actually, it's a MagSafe phone mount for an iPhone that it connects to it. It's perfect. It literally is perfect. It fully rotates 360 degrees. You can easily turn your phone sideways if you're like sitting in the car and want to watch a movie while you're waiting for something. You could sit in there and have it on with your Apple CarPlay right next to it. This thing is an absolute life changer, and it has a super strong magnet on it, so you just throw your phone right on there, it grabs to it right away, and then you also have a clean interior now because your cord to plug in for your Apple CarPlay is up in the air and out of the way. Like, this thing is a huge game changer, and I love it. I love it. Links down below for that one. This is the last practical thing that we have on the list, and we move on to something that I find pretty cool that is cosmetic. And this one is actually really important to us in the climate that we live in.
If it ever would snow.
Yeah, if it ever would snow. Surprisingly, we're at the end of December and have no snow in Minnesota, which is, it just doesn't happen. It does not happen. However, if you do live in a climate like this that does get snow, I really like these, and I think it's a huge game changer. And we actually have 2 examples here. So we have the cheapest all-season floor mats that you can get for a Ford Maverick.
And the cream of the crop.
And the cream of the crop, the most expensive floor mats that you can get for a Ford Maverick. So what we have here is a set of WeatherTech floor mats. These are $200 for the set. And these ones are the cheapest ones you can get, which were $110 for the set. Now, comparing them next to each other, there's not a whole lot of a difference. But actually, why don't you hold this for 1 second so I can show you the benefits of what you are getting in the price of the WeatherTech. Now, the fitment in these is really solid. However, I will admit this little nub that is supposed to lock down on the floor of the Maverick, it doesn't fit flawlessly. If you look at the back of the WeatherTech one, it actually has a button where it like locks and clamps itself in. So it does hold itself a little bit better in place. And then the overall fitment on these is really good, but the WeatherTech's fitment is better. There's no doubt about it. And we have these higher ridges on the sides and the top, meaning that when we pull our feet inside of here, that we just have less of a chance of getting stuff all over the interior. So it's ultimately up to you. Personally, if I were buying them again, I'd honestly probably get the cheaper ones. I don't think it's worth the additional $100 for these just to have the name brand floor mats. I think these work just fine. They get the job done well. And then there's also the optional Ford floor mats that if you just purchased a new Maverick, you probably have enough Ford points to get. And those are, I believe they're about 40,000 Ford points or $180 for the Ford Maverick specific floor mats. Now, just a heads up, if you are ordering floor mats for your Ford Maverick, not a lot of people know this, and you would never guess it. There are 2 different sets of floor mats for the Ford Maverick. There's a set for the hybrid, and there is a set for the 2-liter. They're completely different. You will not fit the 2-liter in the hybrid, and the hybrid will not fit in the 2-liter. They're totally different sets. Be aware of that when you're ordering your floor mats. Let's move on to the last product.
So this is just the beginning of the creativity that can be had with the Maverick. That's what's kind of fun about it. And obviously the technology of 3D printing. So many items that you could go down this rabbit hole of floor mats, and accessories or add-ons or storage. Like, possibilities are really endless.
There's actually one thing that I wanted to touch on that I haven't purchased that I really like. That's a 3D printed product for these Mavericks. Now, I haven't bought this because I don't really ever have people in my back seat. I don't think it's necessary enough for my case. However, in the back seat on the back of the center console, there's this little nub, and there's a company that has manufactured 2 cup holders that come off of that little nub and like fit perfectly right there. Like it's awesome. It's super cool. But for the price that it is, and considering the fact that I like don't ever have anybody in my back seat, I just don't think it's useful in my case. However, if you're Ubering often, or if you're having friends and family and doing airport runs, like I think it's a super necessary thing that perfectly fits inside of that 3D printed little cubby there.
Saving the best for last here when it comes to our Amazon must-haves. And this is one that really personalizes your interior. I think it is a huge upgrade, regardless if you're talking about an XL trim or all the way up at the Lariat. Like, this still looks good. It's something that is still, I think, aesthetically better than what Ford gives you from the factory. What is it, Austin?
Okay, so here's what's actually super surprising. I would usually call this quite corny. I'm not gonna lie. I would usually never do this to an interior. However, this vehicle has been seen by 3 or 4 people at my work now. It has been seen by my dad, it's been seen by my girlfriend, and all of them agree this actually does improve the look of the interior of the Maverick. And that would be this interior carbon fiber trim layout. Now, this company actually sent me this, and I told them that I'd try it out. I'm not gonna lie, I love it. It truly changes the interior look of the Maverick, and there's a few reasons for that. One, it adds a lot more gloss to the interior and brings in some more reflections on kind of a bland plastic looking area. 2, the second reason I really like it, the whole area that this covers. So the parts that I ordered, of course, there's many other parts for the interior, but the specific ones that I chose cover the climate control cluster and kind of the cup holder area. Now, the reason that these are important is that these are the highest touch points in the interior of the Maverick, and this weird plastic material will scratch with your nails and it's really hard to get out. We now have protection over that plastic area with a better look to it as well, and this does not scratch nearly as easily. They have a nice thick coating over it, so I think this is a huge benefit, and it's not going to move because it's held on with a bunch of 3M tape.
Yeah, super easy to install, looks good, solid, and if it does break, you just, you know, throw it away and buy a new piece.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think it's going to break, and I think it's a pretty solid piece. So there's links to everything down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the video here on Performance on Wheels. Tons of Maverick content coming soon, just like my dad here brought up earlier with all of this stuff we got above us.
Gonna get crazy.
So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below and what you look forward to seeing on the Lariat in the future. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.